If you like pina coladas.
That's my exact one. I thought it was just a song about going on vacation.
The rain.
It's about a guy getting caught cheating on his wife.
Well,
by his wife.
No,
So she was cheating too.
Yes, that's.
It was more so answering a classified ad.
Correct. That's exactly
About a
verbatim.
lover.
That's what it is. Yeah.
in the words of you don't
No, that you know what it's about.
you didn't know what that song was about the first time you heard it.
Isn't it about cheating?
Yeah, about
Oh, okay. I'm about to say
Pina Coladas is one that sounds like a vacation song. It's like, oh,
I didn't realize because I never listened to the song all the way through. I didn't realize at the end. Oh shit! It's
yeah, it's her. Yeah,
She's
And
also doing it.
But the part I like about this song is that when he sees her, they both laugh about it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, damn, we're both scumbags.
On Cinephobe, we have this term called Sean Astin digging a pool because in the movie Encino Man, one of the plot points is that Sean Astin is digging a pool in his backyard because he wants to throw a pool party, and he thinks that'll make him popular at school. And I was like,
Classic move.
But I'm just like, there is not a parent in America who would allow their kid to fuck up the backyard as he manually tries to dig a pool. It was the most unbelievable part of a movie that featured a caveman thawing out. I was like, the most unbelievable.
Right.
So we call it Sean Astin digging a pool. Sean Astin digging a pool is y'all laughing about it.
And it's funny because he has it deep, like 10 feet deep, with just a conventional shovel.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
That takes a big ass
Dog.
like
Yeah, exactly.
You
to,
need
like, take shit out.
Caterpillar equipment.
Yeah.
This motherfucker out here would just like
you need a
dig.
caterpillar like a cat, one of those like yellow
Yeah.
cat machines.
Yeah.
Like,
For you to do that alone, you need like a shovel and explosives. Like you would not like you need like a
shoveling
backhoe.
shit is hard, dude.
Dude, once you get like 6 inches in, then it's tough after that. Giggity.
Shoveling at the beach is tough. Because
So
it feels like the sand always it keeps going back in.
You know
'cause,
what
like,
you need?
You try to dig it out.
You need to moisten it up. Get some water in there. And that makes
in
it.
Florida, it's tough though because once you hit a certain point, just like it starts getting water.
Well, it's all compacted too.
No, not only that, but like you dig to a certain point and it just starts filling up. There's water everywhere.
I would argue that
that how
the
you do it, by
best
the way?
feeling.
Right here.
I would argue that the best feeling in all of just like outdoor taking care of the house is when you have a shovel and you drive that foot into it
into
and
the
it just
thing?
goes down
Yeah.
good. You know, you get a good like that feeling of driving the foot down into the shovel and you don't get it. Like sometimes you drive it down and you like hit something, but when you get that clean flush that goes all the way down, good feeling.
I've got a feeling that's even better than that
for it.
in home care and stuff. It's when the person I hired to do the thing sends me the text and says, "It's all done. Send the Zelle now." I'm like, "Got it. Thanks again."
No,
That's the best.
I'm a payer too. I
So-
don't
yeah,
really-
me too.
I don't do shit.
So there's the thing. When my cleaning lady comes, like I just tell,
That new house smell.
Oh, when you walk on Fridays, I walk into my apartment, you smell the fabuloso.
Do you let her in? Does she get
no,
in like
I-
by herself? Like how does that work?
I leave the door open.
What?
You absorb into your
Well,
house?
I live in an apartment, yeah. So it's like
You leave your front door open?
yeah.
So-
no, not like wide open, but it's just.
No, I know,
just
unlocked.
walking.
So I'm gonna throw this out
crazy
there.
if
I
it's
don't know if your apartment complex will allow you to do it, but Game Changer, the key thing,
the lockbox.
not just a lock. Oh, I guess a lock.
Or a smart lock is what
A
you're saying.
smart lock. Game changer.
That's-
the biggest development over the last 3 years of my life is I don't have any keys. I open everything with my phone, my garage door, my front, everything with my phone, my car, no keys. It is the greatest feeling in the world.
Well, what about your 1, 2, 3 pat? You don't do the
Yeah,
pat.
I
now?
do
You
the
do
triple
two
pat.
pats now.
Pat for wallet, AirPods, phone?
My
Oh,
pat
so you still got a triple
I've
pack.
downsized my pat. I'm a 2-patter now because I kind of have
Really?
I have my phone and my money.
That's a risky. That's a risky one
See,
for
that's
me.
I will never do that for the
Damn.
simple reason that if you lose that, your life is
Gone.
fucked.
Yeah,
I
but
can
you
replace
just
all those. It's just the
No, no,
phone
no,
I
no,
lost.
no, no,
Just
no, no.
replace
Pain in
all
the
my
ass.
No,
debit
no, no.
cards.
Like Chris, I'm talking about in the moment.
You're done.
If you lost your wallet, you still got your phone. If you lost your phone, you still got your wallet. But your wallet and your phone together, you lost them all. What do you? You're like a caveman.
Yeah,
You're
but
like
I'm like,
Encino
honey,
Man.
Encino
honey,
Man.
Christy, give me the debit card, and
Oh,
then I
she's
have
with,
one.
she's
instantly.
with you
What
all
if
the
you're not
time?
there?
What if
What if she's not there?
I'll
Right.
drive home from work. Okay, I lost it here at work. I'll go home and I'll get a.
How are you communicating with her? You have no phone.
When she gets home, I'll tell her.
What if she's worried? Like I haven't heard from him in hours.
Exactly.
I feel like that's normal.
Yeah.
But you just said that your whole life is on your phone.
You just said you leave your door unlocked.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing
Okay,
said on
but
this
the
episode.
way my apartment is, like I'm literally right next. There's a camera for security right next to my apartment. Anybody comes in and out, they're gonna see him.
Can I give a very controversial take? When you live in an apartment complex or like a condo complex or whatever, like not a house, but like hundreds of units, whatever. you can leave your door unlocked. As
I
long,
feel like I'm more safe with doing it at my house.
how
Who's
like,
coming up to my front door? Whereas 17 people walk by his door probably.
You think they're just trying doors?
I do often make fun of my wife because she's like, you didn't lock the door, as if like we were gonna get robbed and murdered, but they were like, oh, the door's locked.
Damn.
I'm leaving.
Those,
I
those
just love the
Codys.
idea of these thieves and murderers that are like, let's go get these guys.
But people try
oh,
that.
shit, it's locked.
See, people that break into cars, they'll just go around pulling on handles.
See,
Yes.
that happens.
Yes.
For sure.
You don't think people do that at apartment building?
No.
No, because I'm gonna come back to that apartment. I know
More
you're
likely
there.
than
No,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I come from a place where I think everybody's a motherfucker, so I lock my shit. All the
no,
time.
Me too, but first of all, I only do it on the day the cleaning lady comes. It's not always.
I would
open.
give the cleaning lady another key.
That's like, what are we not doing there? That's what everyone does with cleaning.
You know how many cleaning ladies I've run through?
8.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yo.
You have a standard? What do you get home sometimes? You're
No.
like, not good enough, fired.
I want to see your cleaning lady.
What ends up
buddy.
happening is like they'll start getting more clients, and then they'll price me out because why am I going to spend 3 hours at this guy's little apartment when I can go to this big house? I make more money.
Yeah, you need a bigger.
Yeah, or like I've had people come and then they get like real jobs and they're just like cleaning in between. And now now I've gone through at least 4 of them.
You need someone who's like a career cleaner.
Mine are
That's their
pros,
job.
pro.
Yeah.
Who's it deep in their career? They're not like
Yeah.
just starting where it's like, oh, it's taking off.
What I could do too was I could give the key to the security guard and then
Yeah.
she'll just come open it. But then it's like,
Well, you can't do it now with this one because now, like, all
She
of
already
a sudden,
expects it.
yeah,
Yeah.
you already switched it up on her. She's like, what the hell?
doesn't trust me.
Commit to a cleaning person.
I've committed to them all. They leave me. It's a problem with me.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
So you-
Seriously.
What kind of shit do you have in
It's
your
not
house?
you, it's me.
I never flush
I
the toilet.
invented it's not you, it's me. You're giving me the it's not you, it's me
I
routine?
am-
I invented it's not you, it's me.
Oh, we were
Have you
ta-
guys ever got to use that?
it's not you, it's
Yeah.
me? All the time. Well, how do you get break up with people?
I've had only.
Chris doesn't break up with
I haven't
people,
had a ton of serious relationships, and I've just never had that. I've never gotten to give that reason. I've always had a real reason, or they broke up with me.
What was a give me a real reason that you gave.
Oh shit! Now you're making me think back.
I'm
What
just saying-
relationship?
The Wayback File.
I got a lot of these. I got to file through here. Honestly, I don't remember. I mean, one of them cheated on me. That was a pretty easy decision.
That's me.
Honestly though, the best breakups because then it's just over.
Oh,
Right.
Then it's just
Dude.
hey, you're gone.
That
Yo,
was one
yeah.
of the more painless ones.
Yeah, because it's just a wrap. Like there's no coming back from it.
let me tell you the best breakup. The best breakup is when you want to break up and then they get in an argument about something.
And you're like,
And they're like, yeah, you know what? Da-da-da. Like, you know what? Don't even bother calling me anymore. Like, okay. And then like a couple of days later, hey, I overreacted. Like, you know, I've been doing a lot of thinking. Maybe.
I've been out
This
of
is
the
better.
breakup game. I don't even know if I'd know how to break up anymore.
Oh, it's so
Like
fun.
if, I'm
Yeah.
out of the game.
fun.
yeah,
All
I'm, out of the
I'm so
breakup
used to
game, too.
getting into large fights with my wife and then just being like the next day, like, all right, what do you want for
Well, because that's how it is when you're married. Like my brother, he's not here right now, but he used to be ruthless. Like he'd cut girls off like this. They're
Wow.
gone. Like,
Classic Gino.
You would never
Chris.
think. You would never think. Like I was a slayer. He didn't give a shit.
But then the best part is you do it and then you circle back around later. Oh,
Hey.
that's
Couple months
Every-
later, what's
Yeah,
the
between the
time frame
legs.
there?
The future meme.
oh.
What's the first text back when you're trying to rekindle something? Like, hey, how you been?
Hey, big head.
No, well, I mean that's the memes, but the reality is, and I'm going to give a master class on this. Right?
Wow,
Okay.
here it is.
The
Everybody
reality.
take your pens out.
This is what you do. You say, you find something that happens
Something in life.
in life.
Hey, I
like,
saw you did this.
no, not even in their life. It's like, yo, I just saw Deadpool Wolverine. It reminded me, like,
Oh, reminded me
X,
of
This
Y,
is
and
this is
Z.
the future meme.
I
This
just
is
had something that reminded me of you.
yeah, no, I was like, remember, yo, that's crazy, or something
yeah,
like
like
that.
oh, them traveling through time reminds me of all the time we spent
No,
together.
no,
the time we
it's
traveled.
it can't
Exactly.
It can't be like no
To a faraway place.
Corny as shit.
That's the future.
Kino, there he is. The
Ah,
the
Slayer.
animal. You.
Gino, come here.
You know, I know it's when he wears that Illuminati shirt. Is he wearing the Illuminati shirt today?
I
or
was
no?
telling them how
Oh, no, he's not.
when you were younger and not married, you used to break like up with girls, no remorse. He didn't care. Yeah. He was. I'm telling you, say hi over here.
He didn't even say anything.
Yeah, he says the life of the DJ.
Oh, my man.
Oh, yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? Not like the metaphorical, like I was dead in a pool with you or whatever. Now I'm talking about literally like, yo, we saw Deadpool 2 together. And I just saw Deadpool Wolverine. Did you see it? And don't even like ask how they're doing. Just be like,
right in
oh,
the conversation.
Yo, remember like, yo, have you seen it yet? Like, and you know that. And then if they take the bait, then you send memes. Send memes, send memes, send memes,
the
send memes, and then all of a sudden conversation's back.
Meme culture really helped out the Instagram
It's
situation.
a lot of good icebreakers.
I talk
Yeah.
to people every day in just memes.
Yeah, me and you talk almost every day.
All the time. Fuentes.
Fuentes, right?
Like it's all it is just memes, and that's it.
Just laughing emoji, and then we move on.
Yep.
But we know.
Yeah.
and that's what someone says. Hey, how close are you with Tony? Talk to him every day.
Every day.
Well, it's like that's how I know like Amin's doing okay.
Yeah,
Like if I haven't talked to him in a minute, but I get some reels.
I know he's
all right.
scheming on something if I haven't talked to him in a minute.
Exactly.
Because then he'll send me something. He's like, hey, and I'm like, hey.
Okay, so I was saving this for Le Batard show, but I feel like this is a better arena.
Oh, wow.
You ever like encounter someone that you try to do this with and you realize, oh, I can't send memes to you. Like you're off my meme list.
Like you don't get it?
Like there's two
All it
types.
takes is one bad reaction to a meme.
There,
and it's like,
there's two types. One is like you just like don't get it, and two is you start sending me your memes and they're awful.
Yeah.
Like that's like okay, I don't want. I had someone where I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna heart, because if you heart like it, that means you can't stand it, but you're being courteous.
Yeah, you're like acknowledging that I received.
The levels of this are you acknowledge I received this heart, right? I thought it was funny, laughing, crying, reaction. I thought it was really funny. You're getting an LMAO,
Yes,
or I'm typing the emojis out, right? Yeah. And then the highest level of that is interaction. Like, man, this reminded me of the
laughing my ass off. I remember when we did this.
Yeah. So
I'm looking back at my text with me because I've gotten a few ha-has from him.
No, but it's more on IG than
yes,
it is
it's not a text thing.
Yeah,
this
it's
is
IG.
This is not because IG allows you.
Also, Chris does not text back. Chris is the worst texter.
Whoa, that's just you.
I think
you know it's right.
I am bad. I'm terrible.
But like there was someone who sent me it was so bad I was just like, man, I'm good. Like I could not continue that situationship. Either that or one where people like things fly over people's head. Like, come on, this is like
this is basic. This is basic meme stuff. You don't have to have a PhD in what this means.
I'm finding that the worst meme senders are like my political friends. Not that politics is the reason we're friends, but they're like to share political memes and they're always just cheesy and bad. Ooh. Either side of the aisle. They're just not funny.
I'm not on political meme.
Yeah, like just
algos.
Send me funny stuff not dealing with that. Like I don't want to have to think in the political arena to get a laugh.
But also, they're never funny. That's the problem. Like they're like smile worthy at best, regardless of what your politics are.
You're like one of these, like
yeah.
That's true.
That's the thing. I'm like, come on, man. We gotta do better. Like, give me something that's like I sent you the Shane Gillis doing Trump.
Yes.
Talking
about Joe Rogan.
Yeah, New York City.
No, that was great.
The homeless.
Yeah,
white
We've
homeless.
got a white homeless now.
White homeless.
Yeah. And so it's like, look, man. Some people might look at it one way, some people, but
the last one you sent me was great. I saw this morning. I forgot to react, but that one's classic.
But yeah, just like something like that. I'm like, that's not, that's funny. That's unequivocally funny, regardless of how you feel. But like the ones that most people send that are political are not funny. That's the problem. They're like, oh yeah, lock her up. I'm like, it's okay.
And it's like a meme that's used for the wrong thing, and like it's just not.
You got to do better, people.
Yeah. Chris is sitting there like wishing he was a part of.
Wishing you were getting some of these memes.
Yeah, like
I'm looking through the ones that me and Amin have. There's a lot that I can't.
Did you watch
say.
Terminator 2 yet?
No,
dude, it's on Netflix.
Listen.
It's never been easier for you to watch it.
No, I've got an issue. My issue is this.
You already moved. That's not the issue anymore.
No, I have a bigger issue. The issue is this. So I have my Netflix account is on my grandma's account, right? The issue is that my brother has been using that account too. So now it registers in two houses. Oh. And it kicked me out. Oh. So every time I try to sign in, I can't because it already registers at my parents' house via my brother. So now I'm in this point where like, am I going to have to pay for Netflix? Ew, I don't want to do that.
You got to barter. What do you pay for?
What do we pay for?
The password exchange. Has to happen.
Because I feel like here's the real deal about this. Netflix is the one that most people have. So if you say, hey, I'll trade you Netflix for something else, most people are like, I already have Netflix. But given that you have something else and you need the Netflix, it's a buyer's market.
Yeah, it is.
So you can find someone and say, hey.
And Netflix is like, whatever, everybody's got that.
Everyone's got that. So, but like, if
I've got Peacock.
Peacock is great. Peacock has never been higher.
Yeah, but you missed the big window.
The window, yeah. You
But now NBA coming up soon, obviously next year.
The year, dude.
Yeah, but
again.
Yeah, but you had the Olympics was the bargaining chip.
Football.
Is there NFL Peacock games?
Yeah,
sometimes.
The first game I think is on Peacock.
There you go, man. That's your time.
Or find somebody who likes soccer and tell them, hey, I got the EPL for you.
Yep,
on Peacock.
How about you?
I have Peacock. I have Peacock because of the EPL, and I ended up getting the bonus.
How about Netflix?
And honestly,
I can use your Netflix.
No, I'm using my mom's.
Fuck.
Well, but my mom. So like, I had told my mom.
Damn it.
I'll pay you to put me on the Netflix. Like she's an old lady. I don't want to pay for my stuff. She's like, no, mijo. I'll give it to you. Because, yeah.
Do you have a second household on that I can jump on? Or
Well, that's what I've been saying. Just find anybody who needs a Netflix and then split the cost.
Because
that's it.
Yeah,
that's how I do. Like my Spotify has 6 different people. I'm paying like $3 a month for Spotify on a family plan.
What happens when your Spotify gets grandfathered out?
Dude, I've been worrying.
Have you had that nightmare before?
I've been worrying about so when they integrated Hulu into Disney Plus, I thought I was gonna get screwed. I thought this is when they let me know, like, hey man, your shit's on your own. But
Thank you.
But it continued, so we'll live forever out here.
Chris?
Yeah, I agree.
Do you have Netflix I can borrow?
I have it all. I don't know who pays for what. It's like one of those things where I'm connected to every single thing, but we're always just like, who's MC? Oh, it's my brother.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I have his Max.
I have a bunch of people. Yeah, it's like I have a bunch of people's stuff, and like it's all getting paid for. I'm not going to try to hunt down who's who, so like I can,
It's funny. This is by far the most convenient era for a consumer to watch shit ever, and yet also we've destroyed the industry because of it. Because I was thinking about this. You guys were talking about this a week ago, whatever, about Vince Vaughn talking about why there are no great comedies anymore. And it's not like people think, because people are too woke or whatever. Like it has nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with the economics.
No, he was accurate. He was right.
The economics of streaming, the economics of all.
Nobody wanted to take a risk.
Nobody wants to take a risk because it's all about IP now. But also beyond that, Matt Damon talked about this back in the day. You could make a movie like. It would be a really funny, cool movie that would do terrible at the box office, but they didn't care because the DVD sales would more than take care of it.
This is how Harold and Kumar made all their money.
Right, exactly, right? So like that's how it used to be. Like, hey, this is doing bad at the box office. Don't worry. Like this will be a cult classic. Yeah. Now because of streaming, they can't make up their money that way. So all those small, like funny, quirky movies, Napoleon Dynamite's another one. They can't do those type of movies because they can't make the money back. That and also it doesn't have any existing IP. And so because of that, because of our desire to have everything on demand for free, basically, or like pay a small amount per month, the studios aren't making those kind of movies anymore. So I'm in a really weird place where I'm like, I kind of like this system right now, but also now I've effectively killed all those old schools and Starsky and Hutch and all those great movies of the early 2000s.
Well, Starsky and Hutch had an IP before it became
IP, but it was
but it just wasn't what it was.
I
have a question for you though. Now that you said that, just to like, obviously we're not experts, but just to have an insight on it.
We pretend we're experts.
Yeah. So so is the reason you think because Netflix has a ton of movies, a lot of them are not great, whatever, but now they own it.
Yes.
So their business model has to be like, if we invest in enough of these movies, shows, whatever, it'll be enough of our catalog that we don't have to invest.
Whose creaky door is that?
I think that is Taylor's chair. Taylor, bro, putting on the LBs. Yeah. Gotta relax. Anyway, but
I thought we were opening up the door to like a haunted mansion.
Yeah, but once you own enough property, right? Because now you're like, I'm saving money because I don't got to buy anything because half my catalog is stuff I already produced.
Yeah. So Netflix's number one, obviously, profit motive is just your membership. They don't give a damn what makes you keep paying your membership as long as you keep paying it.
Right.
So they want the widest variety of things because they're saying there's something for everybody. So everybody is invested in doing Netflix as opposed to like Max, for example, where like HBO shows are prestige shows, but a lot of people are like, I don't get it. I just want blowing up, da-da-da. And they're like,
it's not for you.
Not for you, exactly. Like Netflix is like, no, we got everything for everybody. So we're going to have the prestige show like Ozark or whatever.
House of Cards back in the day.
House of Cards back in the day. But we're also going to do like 8 million seasons of Love is Blind and all that because that brings people in the door too. The trick is, as Fuentes is saying, it's like the more that we own, the less rights we have to pay. And so they're willing to invest high end right now because at some point we're going to own all or most of the content.
Yeah.
And then we don't have to pay.
We only got to pay like 20% of our library will be rights to other people.
Yeah.
Since we have so much content, even though we spend all this money up front, in the long run, we're making that money back because now we don't have to have a lot of investment in library that's not ours.
Because people like if you think about all the streaming platforms, which one would be the last one people would cancel? Netflix, right? Even though we all agree Netflix does not have the best content.
It just has so much that you can go find something. I feel like Seinfeld today, and then you can go get it.
I've been on Hulu and Disney Plus.
I like Hulu a lot.
I've been on those more recently.
Hulu's been good, but like there's stuff that you can only get on Netflix.
Exactly. So,
which puts you in a tough spot.
So what I like about Hulu is like or Disney Plus is all the proprietary stuff. I like Star Wars. I like Marvel. I like The Bear. Like that's
Modern
their
Family.
That's their shit.
Always Sunny.
Always like that's their shit. Their shows. But it's like it doesn't give me much outside of that, right? Netflix is the only one that says, "Hey, here's a ton of our shit," And then here's shit like Seinfeld,
Right.
that everybody loves. Here's Suits, apparently, that everybody loves. Here's Terminator 2 that's going to be around.
Now, Suits, nobody really liked. Well, people liked Suits, but now they really like it because of Netflix.
on Netflix.
Netflix made it popular.
Yep.
And that's another thing I think for Breaking Bad too. Like everybody loved Breaking Bad, but once it hit Netflix, now it's like open to everyone. Now everybody knows Breaking Bad.
Maybe I'll start it. Still haven't seen a second of Breaking Bad. All of my Breaking Bad is just memes. He can't keep getting away with this.
I can one up you. I only saw the second half of the last episode.
What?
Oh,
the second half
Spoiler?
of the
During
finale.
the time of like everyone talking about it, and I just in my mind was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna watch this. So it was like the night of the finale, and I just was like, I think it's on right now, and I just like put it on, and I saw.
So you had no idea what anybody was,
I was
doing,
just like,
who
oh,
anybody
they're
was.
inside a house. Ooh, there's a big shooting. That's crazy.
Well, now that you haven't seen it, like you could do the watch Better Call Saul. Even though I don't think that's right. I think you need the context of the Breaking Bad characters because, like the Salamanca twins, you don't know who they are if you don't watch Breaking Bad.
I think I pitched a podcast, and no one steal this if you like this idea, to Metal Arc of
We'll bleep it.
like a review, a show review that you only watch the first and the last episode.
Oh, yeah, you did. I remember you coming
like
up with that idea.
like
So you're like, wow,
why don't we
this
just do
guy,
it?
huh?
like wow, it's Tony Soprano.
Why don't you just do it?
I don't know because like I don't even know what. I'd be curious to watch a show that I've never seen before and like watch the first episode, watch the last episode, and like what would my thoughts be? I don't even know if that would be interesting.
Thinking about Game of Thrones now, it's a pretty wild knowing how the first episode is and the last episode is.
But like, if you watch the first episode of Game of Thrones and the last episode, you'd walk away saying,
There'd be so many questions.
You would. You'd have
With a
time.
lot of new people, right?
"Yeah, like who are half of these people here?"
Maybe
Well,
you
no,
should do it by
because some-
seasons. Maybe it's like you do season 1 and you watch the first and then the.
Without giving away spoilers, if you haven't seen Game of Thrones or seen anything on the internet, the guy who ends up as king, something happens to him at the first
guy?
episode that sets the whole show off. But you see the end of it, and then you see what happens, and it's like so like it would be
I saw the first episode.
in terms of Chris's podcast.
I've seen the first episode of Game of Thrones and I was just like not doing it.
You figure, yeah.
I got
same.
through like 40 minutes of it and I'm just like not for me.
You know what the crazy thing is? If you watch the first episode, last episode of Game of Thrones, you say, "Oh, this show is trash." But like, if you watch dude, man.
Yeah,
Was it you? You sent me the spoiler, quote unquote, from House of Dragon. It was a scene from Game of Thrones.
I just meant to show you that the show is fucking great, and I can't believe how good it was.
But it was you were telling. Was it?
We had talked about how you had seen a clip.
No,
and it
I
shows how. And I said I had seen the same clip,
Yeah.
but I don't know if they're going to use that in this part of the show.
But when I watched the clip has like a spoiler for something that's happened in House of Dragons, which is a prequel to that, right? But
So what's on now is a prequel to Game of Thrones.
Yes. But in watching, rather than the spoiler just being like the 30-second quote, it was like a 3-minute video. And so I watched the whole 3-minute video and I was like, fuck, man, I forgot how good this show was, man. This show was amazing.
Yeah, like,
dude, the height of Game of Thrones, look, I love The Sopranos, I love The Wire. I'm not ashamed to say I think the height of Game of Thrones was the best TV drama ever.
But is that because social media hyped it up
No,
so much? Because
it wasn't
Sopranos
really a
and
thing.
Wire wasn't.
I was watching all 3 of them shows real time. Like real time. I watched Sopranos real time, watched Wire real time. Still haven't seen the last season of The Wire, by the way. Because I
holding out.
No, because I lost my HBO subscription at the time.
Oh, I got you.
And then
never got back to
and
it.
I never got back to
If
it.
you want to trade me
I got to a trade
for
going on
Netflix,
here.
I'll give you Max.
I know I got it back though. But like the height of Game of Thrones, and I really wasn't on like Game of Thrones social media because it's like 2012, 13. I still was kind of just going into Twitter to tweet about basketball and then just that's it. So look, man, I'm telling you, like the storytelling was just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But for Chris's idea, I'm trying to think how many shows are we be like.
Like, is it gonna
Game
make people want to watch? Like,
well,
who
Game of
would
Thrones
seek out
has-
this podcast? Like, hey, I want this show ruined for
Yeah.
me. Like,
Well,
in theory, it's like a clever idea, but it's not actually something
It's not.
that would
It's
be
not for
digestible.
someone who hasn't seen the show. It's for
someone who's seen it.
someone who's seen it and they
They're
want to
like, I
laugh
want
at
to
you.
see what his
What your-
thoughts on the show are.
Exactly. It's your experience. So I've seen this before. There's this girl on TikTok. Her roommate had never seen Star Wars. So they sat down and they watched Star Wars.
Right.
And the whole like TikTok is her just recording her roommate
And reacting
reacting to
to it,
shit.
right.
And it's just like, it's
Yeah,
fun
that-
to see it through fresh eyes. That would be the thing that your podcast idea is.
Let's bleep a lot of this. I'm gonna keep
And the name, Through Fresh Eyes. That's the name of the show.
Wow.
But then we'd have to do a special edition episode where Chris sits down and watches the Red Wedding, and we film him live.
Oh, yeah. And then he's like, who are all these people?
Exactly.
What happened?
Oh, okay.
So that's why that
This
happened.
is in the same vein as Tony's Not For Me. I saw like Precious Achua doing something where I was just like, this is something I would never get caught
The Lions
dead
thing?
doing.
Was it the
What's
Lions
that?
thing?
He's somewhere where I guess these lions are trained or tamed or
You didn't see that video?
he's
I mean?
just
No.
walking with 2 full-grown lionesses.
Yeah, he's walking around
And
them on chains.
It
And
is just one of those things where it's like, I don't care how much money I have. I don't care how safe you tell me this is. I don't care how many people have done this safely. Like skydiving is less on this list. I have zero interest in deep sea diving, skydiving, and walking
Any sort of diving? you're out?
walking with lions.
Lions.
Even if you tell me it's safe, like it was just one
They're
of those
drugged.
things.
You know that, right?
Are
I'm
they?
going to admit, though, he did not look 100% comfortable doing it.
Well, of course, because who would?
Well, he
Are
wanted
they
to
drugged?
seem-
Mike Tyson looked really comfortable.
Mike
That
Tyson.
white tiger, really comfortable.
Them being drugged makes me feel better and worse about it all at the same time.
yeah, they're tranked for
Because
sure.
now it's animal cruelty. But
Right.
at the
It's
same
animal
time.
cruelty, but I guess he's safe.
Yeah.
The Mike Tyson video where he's got the tiger kind of like gets a little aggressive and he slaps his shit out. Yeah. And you can look in the tiger's eyes. The tiger's eyes like that's Mike Tyson.
Like, damn.
I'm not messing with him.
But it's just like it's more than not for me. It's like I wouldn't get caught dead if you. I wouldn't do
that's
it.
a different
I don't
list.
think I would do it for like even if you. I mean, if you tell me this.
The boy's back.
I was about to
The
say I
boy's
wouldn't
back.
do it for $100K, but
Yeah,
you're like,
right.
Yeah.
tell me there's a dating.
You'd be running
Buddy,
with them for
you tell him,
100K.
give me a third line.
I have a new kind
200K.
of a new metric for would you or would you not do it, and this is my metric. Can I reasonably buy a house based on the money you're giving me?
In this economy, I don't know.
Like
100K.
You're
ain't
never
doing
going to do it.
100K in this economy is a down payment. I still got to put more.
yeah, like if it's like all it does is give me the down payment. Now I have to pay like $5,000 a month on the mortgage. Like that's not going to get
cooked.
done, right? But if you're telling me like, yo, you can go either pay cash down or bring it down enough for my mortgage is something very reasonable, then I'm like, all right, I'd have to think about that.
I say $1 million.
$1 million, yes,
Would you,
That'll pay for a house cash.
yes.
Or pay enough down on a house that
Yeah.
you could.
would you paddleboard a quarter of a mile through a thing that you know has 12 orcas in it?
Like the lady,
Yeah, you have to paddleboard
yes,
for
$1 million, yes,
Hell yeah.
Hell no,
yes, I would.
Yeah, I would.
I'm not doing
I
it.
would swim that shit.
I'll tell you
For $1 million?
You would?
I'll tell you why, Chris.
Tell me.
Because they don't want to fuck with us.
Exactly.
They really don't want to fuck. Like you have to make them angry, or they got to be like starving.
Exactly.
So if you tell me they're
I
not,
don't know that they're not starving.
But they're going to take one bite and be like, damn,
ill,
not
yeah.
what I thought it was.
Exactly,
So you're,
exactly.
that bite is gonna hurt though.
Sure, of course.
$1 million.
But I got $1 million
You're
now.
going to lose your leg, but that's all right.
Okay.
You're not eating.
I'm not walking with lions.
Paralympics,
They better
I'm back.
be so sedated.
with the blade.
We'll be right back.
One of the most rewarding things to hear after a long week at work is that you've inspired someone. And just now, someone tweeted at me that I inspired them to make a BLT.
Yeah.
I feel really, really happy about that.
Damn good sandwich.
Really good, top tier.
What's your
sandwich.
favorite addition to a BLT? A little avocado?
Avocado for sure.
Yeah.
And honestly, you can hold the L. I don't need lettuce. It's nice when it's there, but it's not. If you just did tomato.
So you don't
and-
want a BLT, is what you're saying?
No, I said you can hold it. Like
So then
I
it's
would
not a
prefer
BLT
it
though.
to be
BMT,
there.
bacon,
Yeah.
mayo, and tomato.
Or just a
Bacon-
bat.
a bat.
Bacon,
I'll just take
avocado,
a B.
tomato.
Just a B over here.
Or
That's
just,
like
yeah.
when people start adding stuff to grilled cheese, it ceases to become a grilled cheese.
That's
Get
what
that-
Dan said that yesterday.
Get that tomato out of this grilled cheese.
He was like, I like, or was it Dan or Greg? I can't remember. I like it, or Stugat.
Greg, I think Greg said, Greg's like, I like it with bacon and tomatoes, and I'm like, then that's something
That's
totally
just a sandwich
different.
with
Yeah.
melted cheese.
Yeah, no, it's not a grilled cheese anymore. It's a melt.
Exactly.
I'm hungry.
I know, right?
Fucking French
That's what I
toast.
thought about. I'm so hungry. This guy sent me this bacon. Looks amazing. It made me so hungry.
Well, give big gulps, huh?
Great reference.
Tony's here.
You know what it's time for, guys?
What's that, Tony?
You betcha.
It's presented by DraftKings. Stay tuned because you'll hear more about DraftKings and all it has to offer throughout the show. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Chris, do you want to mention
yeah.
a couple things about DraftKings?
I'll do it later.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. Just giving you the option. All right. We've got UFC 305, which they did a big disservice here because they should have made UFC 305 in Miami.
I
No.
Because now it's in Perth, Australia, and it has nothing to do with 305.
I don't get it. Why?
You gotta wait till
Broward. No,
76,
it's,
huh?
it's a Broward. It's a Broward thing. Yeah.
When is 954?
At this point,
Jesus.
at this point, it'll be like
2 months.
like 5 years. We might get 954 in like 5 years.
Where could it be? Like, where in Broward? Like, what's like the saddest place in Broward that we could put that thing?
You know Broward.
I'll get back to you.
I have no idea.
The Cheesecake Factory.
The Cheesecake Factory. Excellent.
Sawgrass.
All right. We are going to go with Kai Kara France in the co-main event versus Steve Erceg. Money line plus 136 for Kai Kara France to get it done against Steve Erceg. Plus, we've got, hold on, let me get back to it. We're going to take Israel Adesanya minus 118. If you'd like to parlay them together, you can. Both part of the same city kickboxing team. We're going to take Kai Kara France and we're going to take Israel Adesanya just to win. We're just going to take them both money line, not to go to the distance, not to anything, just money line. Kai Kara France and Israel Adesanya to get back to be the middleweight king.
Stylebender.
The Stylebender. Another good nickname.
Another
can we bring
good-
that up?
Yeah.
Can we talk about that here?
Finish your bet stuff, and then we'll get into it.
Okay, so my bad. I had something in my mouth. Hey yo.
Hey.
Crazy. My bad. All right, so Izzy, Kai Kara France, put those together. It'll give you like a nice plus 150 probably when you parlay them together. But UFC, the MMA hangout for UFC 305 at Gasatiki on Saturday, 10 p.m. start.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah. But that's kind of home base for us right now. The amazing people at Gasatiki have allowed us to intercept and interject into what we're doing, into what they're doing for what we're doing. My bad, I've been talking a lot.
10 p.m. start is...
Wow.
That's late.
Yes.
Yeah, welcome to UFC.
Yeah, welcome to UFC. Or welcome to the
boxing.
West Coast.
Yeah.
Because it's 7 o'clock start in the West Coast.
Yeah. That's the best. Hey, I keep telling y'all, if you like sports,
West Coast,
there's
West
no
Coast.
better place to live than the West Coast.
But the
You're
fight's
so
in
right.
Perth, Australia.
But the fight's in Perth.
So
You're
what
right.
time is that locally?
Whatever time.
Isn't it 13 hours ahead?
I guess, is
Or
it?
12 or 14 hours
That's
ahead?
like Dana White. Like
It's like Sunday morning.
It doesn't matter if it's
Trying to
3 a.m. in
remember
England.
what the
Yeah, it
World Cup
does.
schedule
Like,
was last year.
I would
Yeah.
never stick around till 3:30 in the morning for a sporting event. I don't give a shit what it
Let's
is.
see. Perth to East Coast.
Let's see. I think it's 12, 13
Quadruple
hours.
overtime, Stanley Kopaki? No, okay.
Speaking of supporting, I want to send a special shout out
hours.
to Kyle Olbrich. He's been standing stern and standing strong outside of Miami Dolphins training camp, trying to get him a punting job. If you listening to this outside of here, if you with any team in the NFL, give my dog Kyle a chance, man. It's Kyle_ULBRICH on Twitter. Salute to my dog.
Have you seen him punt?
Not just yet, myself personally.
Important
but
thing.
just give my dog a chance.
A tryout. That's all he's
Nick that
asking for.
paddywhack.
PTO.
You dig?
When I used to work for the Suns, I used to get like tons of letters and like video from people like, yo, I want to play
Really?
for the Suns. Yeah. And I had to write back to them like, yo, we don't do open tryouts. It's not like in the movies, but we do open tryouts for the G League team, right? And you guys remember there was a guy named Jonathan Simmons a few years ago.
Yeah.
He had actually, because you have to pay $150 to be part of the tryout, but he made it from the G League tryout all the way up to the Spurs, signed a deal in Orlando, and then like he was like, I made it. I'm good. But
He was nice. He was nice with the Spurs.
he
He had
was,
a monster dunk, I remember.
Yes, he did. He was really athletic. But the number of people who were so disgusted when I said try out for the G League team, I'm like, yeah, man. There was one dude. I loved it. The tape he sent us was like him jumping on the park benches and stuff. It was like not basketball.
It's like parkour.
Yes, it was all like stuff like that.
Whatever
can you
happened
dribble?
to parkour? That would be a good Olympic event. LA 2028.
Right.
Parkour.
Yeah.
I mean, if it didn't happen in Paris, I feel like it's
Yeah.
And look, my dog Kyle, he used to punt. He's the Middle Tennessee record holding punter. Senior average of 47.1 yards per punt.
Damn.
And he's, guess what? The most important stat of his whole shit. He's undefeated at our Hard Rock Stadium, bro. His whole career. So come on, Dolphins.
They beat Miami.
Miami,
Yeah.
Do the right thing, y'all.
Smash Miami.
Middle
Didn't beat-
Tennessee,
smash them.
not the HBCU, right?
No, Middle
that's
Tennessee.
Tennessee State.
Yeah,
That's the
State.
HBCU.
Yeah.
You respect the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, the Blue
You
Raiders.
respect the
hell
Blue
yeah.
Raiders of Middle Tennessee. Murfreesboro, stand up.
Conference USA.
Yeah, CUSA.
Correct.
Cusa.
John Cusa.
I've never been more informed on college recruiting, and it's all fake college football stuff that you guys are talking about. Like, I've never heard more about recruits and guys,
Listen.
like good receivers who have good upside, and then it's
Listen.
all fake people.
It's
Listen,
not
man.
fake people. They're real to us. It's like wrestling, where it's like it's not fake. It's real to us.
Also real, yeah.
Yeah. So like,
No, it's not like wrestling.
yeah, no, it is. It
Yeah,
is.
not even close.
Because it's real.
No.
Just to us.
It's a
not to you
video
guys.
game.
It's more real to me than wrestling.
Exactly.
Human beings.
CFB 25. We're in a massive online dynasty with our friend Charles McDonald, with a bunch of other people that work kind of in the sports space. Me, Taylor, Mike Ryan, I think from here are the only ones that are in it. Charles invited us, and there's like 30 different people in this online dynasty. So we all play with separate teams, right? But then we're all going after the same batch of recruits. So me and Taylor,
just like real life.
Like sick of hearing about these recruits
this is like
every day.
the most uninteresting thing I get.
Oh no, tell me more.
Listen to it get worse. So
please.
in one of my group chats, like they're in the same group and they talk about this league, and
it's probably the best league ever.
I mean, it's funny. I know who the people are, and
put that on the poll.
They're making. Yeah, okay. They're making fun of people that I know, so I'm like, haha, that's funny. And then I come into work and they're still talking about it, and I'm like hearing it from all these different people, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a lot.
The guy who's Florida, who I will not name, I've met him before.
We
great
can
guy.
name him.
Okay, you name him.
I'm not going to name him.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Exactly.
Wait,
exactly.
is it Jason Whitlock?
No, it's not Jason Whitlock. He's not part of the part of the online dynasty. But if he wants
Trey Travis.
No, it's nobody.
Did I say
like
Trey?
Yeah,
Trey Clavis.
Trey Clavis.
Trey Clavis.
It is Trey Clavis actually.
Is it Kill Wayne?
He's a college football writer who is, when I tell you god awful, he is terrible. He lost to the computer 52-7.
Mean.
Wow.
I didn't say his name.
Names.
Phil Steele.
I'm not saying who it is. Long story short.
Phil Steele. What if Phil Steele was in your dynasty?
And if he got beat 52-7 by the computer, I'd have very, very big problems with his book. Because how can I listen to you if you're getting beat by the computer 52-7?
That's true. Fair enough.
That can't happen. Long story short, me and Taylor, he's Alabama, I'm LSU.
What, the Blues score? What just happened?
I'm done with this. Move on.
That means get off the topic.
It sounded like the Carnival Cruise Line.
It is kind of like
the Panthers scored.
I love college football.
No, that's a different horn.
I used to play the game back in the day when I had a gaming system. I don't own anymore, so I haven't played the new one. But it is kind of like listening to people talk about their fantasy
teams.
It's
Thank
like,
you. Okay. It's even worse though because those people don't exist. And then there's like, General Barrett Stock, a kid from Tennessee who I put all my recruiting in. Like, no, I'm done with it.
Are you going to buy a PS5 or not, dude? That's not about the
That's a no, Tony.
No, but that's not about the recruiting. He needs to go and buy a PS5.
No, I'm
Brett
not.
Hull just scored. That's a no.
I'm not going to buy the PS5 to play a game for like 4 months with you guys. I'm just not.
It's not 4 months, dude. It's for
No,
a
you're not.
year.
It's for life.
You'll be done by
play
you'll be
DVDs in it,
done by
bro.
January.
Don't by January. You're insane. I'm having a kid. I'm gonna play more.
Then you're really done by January.
Biggest scam out there, the sports video games.
It is.
Because literally you're buying it for just a year and then you got to buy the new one.
And then they repackage the
$70
same.
now.
They repackage the same game, update the roster, and then they sell you the same exact game next year.
It's the biggest scam. That's why.
is.
Sound like an iPhone.
Yeah, not too far off. Yeah.
That's why I got an Android.
That's why.
Worst obsolescence.
No, multiple.
Not being
like,
stubborn. That's not.
Roy, I will horn your ass. You say that again.
Hell yeah. By the way, Taylor's
that
talking
mean?
into Chris Cody's ear, talking about DeJuan Pepper, #1
Yeah.
recruit out of Louisiana.
Chris Bronco
I tried to
scored,
build
man.
a fence around Louisiana, and all of a sudden Taylor comes
Vladimir Tarasenko
This
just scored.
foghorn reminds me of waving to cruise ships down in South
There's a
Beach.
little
I haven't been to the beach in so long now. I miss it down there.
I wanted to go more this summer.
like it's the Titanic.
This is how they did it in the 20 CB. You had a napkin.
very
and you
20
went-
CB. It was a handkerchief.
cute.
Handkerchief,
A
my bad.
kerchief.
Go.
Oh,
It's just
Are
too-
we still breaking champagne bottles on the hull of a ship?
I think so.
Yeah, I see it
I
on
christened
TikTok all the
thee the
time.
flying wasp. You seen Caddyshack?
Right
Live
through the
forever.
shit.
It's just too hot to go to the beach.
It's too what?
It's too hot.
It's
To go
too
to the
hot to do
beach?
anything.
Yeah, it's too hot to go to the beach. If you're not
awful.
out there by like 9 a.m.,
Sure, okay, sure. But
Yeah.
also, it's the same thing as the hackers. What do you want me to do? It's hot. Okay.
well, you can go
what do
earlier.
you want me to do? You want me to just stay inside the rest of my life? I can't. I got to go out. I got to do things.
Kind of have to stay inside most of the day down here this time of year. It sucks.
Do you guys struggle? There's something about where our studio is now, with how hot and bright it is. I can't go outside without sunglasses on.
Oh my God! When you walk out the
Like,
doors of our
it
studio,
is-
it is painful.
I can't open my eyes.
I'm like, ah!
I have to like look down. Like if someone looked at me right when I walk outside,
Yes,
like it's
Chris,
crazy.
I'm 100% with you, and it's also after being under these lights all day. My eyes are like super sensitive.
I'm gonna tell y'all why. It's because downtown Miami, for those that don't know, our studio's in downtown Miami where there's a lot of high rises. And the thing in Miami is for our high rises to be made of completely glass, mirrored glass at that. And so when you're walking, it doesn't even matter where the sun is, you're getting 6 different reflections
Like a
from
giant
every single
magnifying
angle.
glass. I'm like an ant. I'm like, ah.
Exactly, or mosquito or whatever. It's like a disco ball in the sky. It's just shooting out lasers everywhere.
God.
That's why.
You guys hear we have dengue down here too now?
Oh,
Lou Aldengue?
Who's that? Yeah.
Dengue fever. It's like a mosquito-borne.
My friend Serena Morales caught dengue fever in
Really?
Bali, yeah, a few years ago. She
Say Miami. And I was
Bali,
like,
just like Miami.
she says to people, I saved her life. I didn't save her life. I just merely called someone. They're like, hey, can you help my friend? She's hallucinating. But
Bruh, you saved her life, bruh.
Yeah,
She
you
told me
saved
that
her
story at the Super Bowl. You saved that lady life, man.
Why
Salute
wouldn't you just
Serena.
take credit for that?
because it's
I would.
weird. I didn't save her life. I wasn't there giving CPR or whatever. I was
you're
like,
a fucking hero. I mean,
That's like me saving Greg Cody's life.
Yeah, which you did, by the way.
That is crazy.
just watched him pass
I can't
out.
believe that you.
Well, he didn't
think
watch him. He
that.
heard him.
I never
Highlight?
claimed that. I never claimed that.
Yes, a
I
highlight.
never claimed that. You guys claimed that. I was like, oh yeah, well, like
You
but-
just heard him fall.
No, I flipped him over. I made sure he was okay.
I mean, dude, you
He was
touched him.
face down. Like I flipped him over, made sure he was good, and then he woke up, and then I was very grateful. I was very grateful that he was not like really having.
He
an
was the
episode.
first one to him.
Yeah.
I give him shit because he claims to saved his life, but you were the first one. To the scene.
I never claimed. You guys started saying that. I'm like, haha, yeah, I saved his life. But I was first on the scene, and thankfully he was fine. I would not have been able to do anything. I would have froze up if he was really needed help.
You touched him.
Same.
Though. Like you were first guy on the scene.
Can I pose a question to you guys?
Yes.
that-
Yes.
please
That
do.
came upon myself over the Olympics. Nicholas Batum is Nicholas Batum, but Jason Tatum is Jason Tatum.
Tatum.
Why isn't Jason Tatum Jason Tatum, or why isn't Nicholas Batum
Batum.
Nicholas Batum? You feel me?
Let's go.
What are we
Let's
doing?
go.
America /
Yeah.
France?
So then,
Yeah.
so Batum would have to be
Batum.
Batoom, right?
No.
no, so this is really easy.
OMB.
I'm glad you asked this question, Juju. It's
They're spelled the
because
same, by the way. Just
Yes.
a B
Yeah,
and a
just a
T.
B and a T.
Tatum
switch.
and
yeah,
Tatum.
BNT, yeah.
because we come to this country and the people at Ellis Island or whatever are like, man, get the hell out of here with your foreign ass name. You're named Tatum now. Like that.
Yeah.
That's how that works. Well, some of us didn't
100%,
come to Ellis Island. Some of us came a different way. But either way, like that's what happens with a lot of these names. It's why Christian Pulisic is Pulisic because somebody was like, I can't pronounce this shit. And basically that's
Like Vito Corleone.
Well, it's
Or
like
Mike Golick.
Well, that's how you have people named Carpenter, right? They were like, "What's your name?" Something crazy. And
Braga,
they're like,
braga.
oh, you're a carpenter.
Nah.
Your name
But
is Christian
I think
Carpenter.
Juju's
Yeah.
asking about why we pronounce it in the French.
that's what he's saying, yeah.
Accent.
That's my point.
Oh,
Like, because
okay.
Nick Batum
there Chris Batum
came
out there?
fresh from France and he's pronouncing his name in the proper French way.
Well,
But
from moving forward, I'm calling Jason Tatum Jason Tatum.
There you
It's
go.
championship, baby.
There you
Tatum
go.
for
Wow.
life.
But you know what? That benefits him. Not a lot of Tatums out there. Not a lot of Tatums.
Is there a lot of Tatums out there?
yeah,
more than Tatum?
Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, finally saw Deadpool Wolverine.
What'd you think about it?
Yo, Channing Tatum.
Oh, no, don't say
No, I'm not gonna give
okay,
no
okay.
giveaways. You know that Channing Tatum's in it though, right? From it's been
Now
on.
I do.
You do now.
Oh, come on, there's been 1,000 memes trying to talk like this.
For some way,
Channing
I missed
Tatum?
out on this. But you're right. I'm supposed to have been seen it by now. So go ahead, bro.
It's been a month, right?
Right.
Not
right.
a month, but
It's on
close
me.
to
This
it.
is more on
Every
me.
time I say it, I say a
The
month.
thing
so
is
it's
that
not-
I don't mean coach.
on social media they've been emptying the clip.
that's
especially
why.
on him.
Yeah, on
on
everything,
him, on
yeah.
all his
On
part.
Gambit.
Like
So
I've
it's
seen like 2 seconds of it, and I turned it off immediately every time. But I knew he was in it. But then I watched it this last weekend. Man, like you know what, man? I hate this saying that people always say, "Oh, we got to protect so and so by all costs or whatever."
Ugh.
But we really need to protect Ryan Reynolds. Like, because this dude made this movie. There's no way in a million years you would have told me that Disney would put money into this kind of movie. They did, and it's killing at the box office. I hope like they allow Ryan Reynolds to do a whole lot more. I don't want every Marvel movie to be like Deadpool. That's what makes Deadpool special. But man, I walked away thoroughly entertained.
But it's taking a risk, like what we talked about earlier in the episode. People stop taking risks at the box office, right?
Who's
now,
Wolverine?
I mean, I wouldn't say that it's a full blown risk because they already knew what Ryan Reynolds could bring to the table, and they knew they were going to get something like this. He just kind of
Sure.
ratcheted it up. The risk was giving Taika Waititi full control of Love and Thunder, and he took it too far.
because have you ever seen?
his stuff is
he's out there. as a guy.
But during Ragnarok, he kind of had it reeled in. So they let him they gave him the full thing and it just didn't
Did you
work
guys
out.
watch
well.
Our Flag Means Death?
no.
Yes, I
Oh,
watched
man.
it. I'm with you.
I love that.
I loved
show.
it, but
Yeah.
but HBO didn't.
I didn't
Well,
get.
they didn't like
it
Winning
also
Time either.
I don't think it needed like infinite seasons. Like I thought it was like really tightly written. So I'm good with it not having like a worse fourth season or whatever.
Do y'all watch on Apple TV right now? Natalie Portman show. What's it
No.
called? Damn it.
It's called Damn It.
My bad. I'm sorry. I
Damn
paid
it,
the
man.
fine.
Presumed innocent?
Look at it. No,
No, it's
Presumed Innocent
not.
fire.
It's fire
Did you
as
finish?
hell.
I
Nah.
never started.
Give me a second.
I'm sorry. It's on
I'm
me.
rewatching Veep right now.
What's my man Bill Lawrence's show called?
Bad
Bad
Monkey.
Monkey.
Is it out yet?
Not yet.
I heard that the first 2 episodes was on Apple TV right now.
They're,
don't-
Lady
they're
in the
available.
lake.
Yeah.
The Lady in the lake.
They're available. They
Is
got
it the same thing she did with Black Swan? Kind of the same vibe?
Nah, this one good, bro. I'm hanging on every episode.
Wow. He's like,
Swan Lake? I don't know.
Nah, this is good. If you watch it on Apple TV, bro, salute. You already know what's going
What's
on.
the premise? Because I'm looking for a new show.
It looks like it's about, I think it's like the 60s or maybe the 50s or 60s,
let's
and
see.
there's been a murder.
Oh,
There's
classic.
been- you know what I mean? It's fine.
You got me. You got me. That's it. You don't have to tell me anything else.
no mas.
That's it.
There's
Hey,
been a murder.
There's been a murder. I'm in.
The official synopsis: when the disappearance of a young girl grips the city of Baltimore in 1966, the lives of 2 women converge on a fatal collision course.
Wow.
Baltimore.
I'm in.
That's great, Fuentes. It's not quite 19th century petty thief Chris Dubois.
And now he must go to the
Speaking
Kumite.
of murder in the 70s, Chris, I saw that there was a car that was found in your hometown that was.
This is news.
Plantation?
You didn't hear about this at all?
Go on.
Oh, it's a crazy
Did you hear
story.
about this?
You showed me this, Mike.
I
Yeah,
saw it
I
on the
told
local
Tony.
news after the closing ceremony. I was
Yeah,
watching.
Tell me.
It's obviously very sad, but
Sad.
there were investigators looking for missing persons from like the 70s.
1974.
And they found a car in one of the canals in Plantation.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
did see
And
this.
there were
the
3
car.
bodies
drive by?
inside of it
Yeah,
from
skeletal
the 70s.
remains.
Yeah.
Everything pretty intact, by the way.
Trigger warning.
Pretty freaky.
Like the stuff that they could. Mike showed me the picture of the car and stuff. Like they had everything out on like a blanket or whatever. Like everything is like very kept. It's crazy because
You-
it's underwater. You would think that it would get like
Your-
algae and like things.
Yeah,
or
your
whatever.
dad hadn't heard about it either, and then I had to like look up. I was like, well, it's near the Publix and Plantation Promenade, and he was like, oh, I know where
That's
that is.
literally where my old townhouse was.
So you didn't hear about this? at all?
I did hear about the car coming out of a lake. I didn't know that was from Plantation. I did see.
Local
How dare
news. Sometimes sometimes I'm like, huh. We should have really made sure that this didn't fail because there's important things happening on it.
Speaking of failing, I was this close to getting Pepra. The issue was that Taylor had gotten a couple different.
Al McGinnis just scored.
Hey, here's a completely different topic that we were talking about outside.
Ooh, yes.
Best
it.
sports nicknames. Because I thought I had the one, and then I got one up by Fuentes, and I've been struggling all day long since to think of a better one.
Yeah, his was fire.
Now, Fuentes, before you say yours, let's just throw out some cool ones from around sports. I'll start it off with Andrei Kirilenko, AK-47.
Classic one.
Very nice.
That was a
That's a classic one.
Let's go with Brian Scalabrine, the White Mamba.
White Mamba.
Oh,
yeah.
we didn't think about him. Yeah.
Mentioned on the show this week, Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy.
The Golden Boy.
That's
yeah.
fire for real.
How about the Bayou Barbie, Angel Reese?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and then Ethan had he threw out their white chocolate.
Yeah, White Chocolate's a
Nice.
good
So
one.
good.
Delicious.
I also liked Andrew Toney, the Boston Strangler, which as a guy who's like known for killing Boston in playoff games and big games, that's a dope ass
That's
nickname.
huge.
That also many of these, by the way, are nicknames that could never exist again. You can't
Like
call
that
it
one.
AK-47, Boston
Who
Strangler.
was, there was a football player that was going by
What?
I know that was the worst
Go on.
nickname I've ever heard of in my life.
AR-15, Anthony Richardson.
AR-15,
He was going by
yeah.
AR-15, and then
I
he
got a
was
worse
like,
one
I
than
might
you,
change
but go
this.
ahead, Juju.
Jonathan Kuminga. That's all I would say.
Should I say it?
Say
I
it.
don't know if we can say it.
No, there's some people that don't know.
I can believe
I
it.
don't
His
know.
name is Jonathan Kuminga.
KUM.
And so he had added a bucket on there. So he was called the blank bucket.
Oh,
That was
I remember.
what
We
he called
talked about
himself.
this on the show like a couple years
There's
ago.
another one that's worse than that. There was a guy in the 80s named Lester Connor. And I've watched the NBA draft television broadcast, and they were like, here he comes with the pick, da-da-da. Lester the Molester Connor. That was his
I
real
think
name.
Round Mound of Rebound is
Round Mound
pretty
of
damn
Rebound.
Oh, that's a
hard.
good one.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's a
good
good
one.
one. Chocolate Thunder.
The worm.
We also had
Holyfield.
Cyborg.
Chris
Oh, that's
Cyborg.
good.
There's a lot of cyborgs in
Yeah.
Brazilian like MMA.
Which
That's
is
what I'm
funny
saying.
because
A lot
it's
of-
not a Brazilian, not Portuguese word.
It has nothing to do with anything. but there's a lot of
Bones
cyborgs.
Jones.
Bones. is
Bones
I like
Jones is
Bones
pretty
Jones.
good. Yeah.
Stylebender. Last Stylebender.
Stylebender.
I feel like we're just saying every nickname's good.
Every
Megatron.
fight.
We're saying
Megatron.
Nah, not the cum bucket.
we're
Megatron.
not Lester the Molester either.
Megatron's a good one.
Megatron's a great one. We're saying all the great
Oh,
ones. Chris.
Megatron.
What about
Meg-
King
Oh,
James?
the great one. Yes, that's
trying to
King
get a bad
King
one.
I mean,
James?
He gave that one to himself though.
The chosen one.
I was trying to find one that we didn't like. So there we go.
Jumpman.
Michael Air Jordan.
Air Jordan.
That's
airness.
right. His airness.
Half man, half amazing.
Yes.
Vince.
The Matrix.
That was
The
Matrix.
Shawn Marion.
Diesel. I like Diesel.
But Shaq has his own list of.
He's got his
Big
own list.
Aristotle.
But Diesel was
The
the
big
best
cactus.
one. When he was in
the
Phoenix,
Admiral.
when they introduced him, or whenever he did something big, they play the horn, but not that horn, like a Diesel,
Like a truck horn, yeah.
And it was like, I was like,
The
I
big
won't lie,
Diesel.
that's pretty cool. But Fuentes has all of us trumped.
Yeah, the best nickname I've ever heard is Oscar Pistorius, the Blade Runner.
The Blade Runner.
That was fire.
I feel like that one is.
Yeah.
I know it's a little
Disqualified.
questionable
Yeah.
because of what happened,
A
but
little
Hyped up
questionable.
kid.
yeah, but
Very
no,
questionable.
The
but
great one is,
Dude.
Ooh, the great one.
considering how he runs and
And he's running on blades.
and
That's
then
the-
Blade
yeah.
Runner, and then it's just a good ass
It's a
name.
cool and a cool ass,
cool
it's got
name, cool
a
movie,
cool
like
movie, yeah.
like
I'll allow it.
Did we say Sir Charles? Because that's the second one.
Sir Charles.
Yeah, Sir Charles is a good one.
Well, we're on the
Round
topic.
of
The juice.
Yeah.
The juice. Yeah.
Juice is
That's a fine nickname.
Yo.
It is. It was. It
It's hard,
was.
bro.
It was.
It was.
The Sultan of
OJ
SWAT.
Mayo.
Babe Ruth.
What'd you say, OJ
That
Mayo?
reminds me of what is it? The Sandlot.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
He had a bunch of names.
Colossus of
The Colossus
The
of
class is
Clout.
a clout.
Have y'all
The
seen those
Great
pictures of Babe Ruth?
Bambino.
Have y'all seen those new pictures of Babe Ruth
He was
coming
Dominican.
out? He looked like Aaron Judge, goddamn.
He was Dominican. Hello, okay.
Salute.
I still
okay.
think I still think Joe Burrow would have more people recognize him.
Exactly.
I want to
Babe
find.
Ruth?
Let me just say right now, I want to find like old archival footage of an interview with Babe Ruth. Here we are, the Sultan of SWAT. Babe Ruth, what's your favorite kind of music? Bachata.
The Babe.
Que lo que manito. And you're like, whoa, where'd that come from?
Salute.
I really like going like digging my heels all the way into an argument on the show with Dan, and then I like go home and people are tweeting at me and they're like, I can't believe you said that, and I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Dog, the number of times people reference something without enough context, and I'm like, do you realize how much shit I'm just talking?
I
I'm
talked
the-
so much today.
No.
I like listener feedback.
Fuentes,
No, I like it
that
too,
out
but at
there.
the same time, it's like some of it's just such irrational
is
anger
mean.
Hold on,
sometimes. Like,
I'll say this.
I had one more guy. Okay, keep going.
I don't mind feedback.
Yeah.
I mind when they say something generic, like, I can't believe you said that. Said what,
Said what?
motherfucker? We did 3 hours of this shit.
And then I did another 4 hours somewhere else.
I meant more like when I'm getting criticized for taking a stance on an argument that I'm like, that was.
Right, I've been getting a lot of hate
my heart in
mail.
that.
I've been getting a lot of hate mail about the Dream Team and the take about
Yeah.
that with the South Sudanese team. I really think the Dream Team would kind of win for real, but I'm digging my heels
Too late to go back.
Once you got a solid stance, you're
But
in.
you know
Yeah.
what? Dan loved that take.
in. Right?
He's like, oh, we
He
gotta
did.
talk
Brought
about
it to
this
Charles.
tomorrow.
That was big.
Right. I forgot to tell
Job
him.
well done.
Of course, Team USA would drag y'all.
Okay, goodbye.